Look at them all. But here we are, what, +5? Ooh. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know where I am now. Yeah, if you don't, I'm at the pheasant farm. Today, we're gonna do something that I have never done before, and that's put blinders on pheasants. As you can tell by the title, obviously. Point of putting these blinders on, as you can hopefully see on those guys there, is that there are a lot of rooster pheasants. And they're a little territorial, and some of them are just downright jerks. Anyway, to help keep them, sorry, I do this that way that doesn't rip my hat off. To keep them from pecking on each other and just messing each other up, they get these little blinders. They don't hurt at all. It just goes in a little spot in their nostrils, puts up this blinder so they can't see to fight each other. They still fly fine, they still eat fine, drink, perfectly fine that way, but it helps keep them healthier because they don't hurt each other. And so all these guys, they're out here in the little runway, get their new headgear today. So the strategy is we'll shove all these pheasants inside into the brooder area, and then we go sit in there. It's a 2-man per bird job. One person holds them, one person puts the blinder on, and then they put them through a little hole in the net and out into the alleyway. We're gonna learn more about it as we go along here. But I think I'm gonna be teaming up with Dustin. If you guys don't know who Dustin is, he's my cousin. He's got that epic pigeon loft. But here we go. I've never done this, so I'm kind of interested. So we'll see how it all goes. All right, we're shoving the birds inside. All right, we're banding, what, 1,000 of them today? Come on, buddy. Whoa. Boy, they fly good already. All right, so here we've got them all pushed inside. Everyone's in there. There's a hole here. So we're gonna sit right inside here on some chairs, put blinders on them, and then we drop them through the hole. That way we don't miss, you know, there's a little over 1,000 birds, and so there's a few of them that don't get the blinders on them, but 1,000 of them will. And so, you know, they get a little bit, you know, confused because of their new headgear. So there's a little bit of straw. That way, if they don't fly, they get a little soft landing. And, you know, the ones that do fly, they don't fly very far typically. But that's what I've learned so far. I'm learning with you guys here. Here are the blinders. Big old bag of them here, but you see what they do. Those little prongs right there, we open them up, which I can't do one-handed very well, and those go into the nostrils. This part goes over the beak and just sits there on top of their head. I'll show you later on, but you know, I got a little bit of time right now, so I'm gonna show you. Then in here, we're gonna set here and here. I forget exactly how the configuration is, but one person will be catching birds and the other person will be putting blinders on and putting them through the hole. So here is the method that I know so far. You gotta hold the head out so he doesn't move around. Then you open up the blinder, you go into the nostrils, and then you gotta make sure you don't pinch the nose though. It goes just up in the front little part there, because if you pinch the nose, the guy's not gonna be able to breathe. We all know what happens if you can't breathe. Don't run it over, I'm sure. Done. Now they're just all hanging out, looking all fancy. Still fly fine. Look at them all. So many little birds. So they're gonna hang out in here, still get a little bit more acclimation, stuff like that. So what he's been doing, they can stay out, have access out inside, outside. But when it's gonna rain, he puts them in. Every day though, he goes in with just regular old sprayer, sprays them down a little bit, and the point of that is gets them wet, and that makes them preen, which helps them get conditioned to being outside. So when they are outside, like these guys, I don't know if you guys can see them, there's a white one. Oh, I hope you guys can see them. But anyway, when they're out in these pens, that way they get used to it. The rain, they start weatherproofing their feathers, they get their good oils going and stuff like that, and so, you know, one little thing he does there. All right, now here in a couple weeks, gonna open this up, actually opens up from this way, comes over, that gate right there comes over and it blocks this side off. Those birds, they'll get herded down this alleyway here, where they will make a hard right turn, because that pen's already full. Woo! And then this gate right here will be opened up, and this will be their new home. He's been mowing it, what, twice a week, something like that, making sure that there's pathways. That way they can keep the feed and the water spots open. I know you guys are gonna ask, what are these weeds? What is he using for cover? It's kochia plant. It grows wild naturally here in Kansas, and it makes great cover for these guys. And it just grows like crazy. I mean, there's some pigweed and some others. I mean, there's some sunflowers. I don't know why they're in here. But there's all sorts of stuff in here, but the main stuff is kochia. Here's one hydrant. Now there's 3 of these set up throughout the length of it here. There will be a water set up, 1 or 2 feeders, and then these alleys go all the way down. It's got some spots to the edge, that way when they herd them later on in the year, that way they're a whole lot easier to catch. Now, there's cable that runs along the entire length of these pens, and they're braced up with these 2x4s. That way, if it's get a big heavy snow, you can go through, knock these 2x4s out, and the nets will come down without ripping them due to the heavy snow, which is a whole lot smarter than I would have been able to come up with. Pretty ingenious, I think. But this will be their new home here in a couple weeks. Hopefully here in a few weeks, if I can remember anyway, we'll come back out, see how they're all doing. And as you can tell, some of the birds in the other pens are getting pretty mature. There's pretty birds in there. It'll be really cool to look at. And there's that, I don't know, I'm not sure what the correct term is, if they're leucistic, what the deal is, but there's a cool whitish, blondish, off-colored one that we'll have to look at sometime. Such pretty birds. Ring-necked pheasant. Not native here, but we love them. Well, he's got the feeders all put back in here. We took those out earlier. Waters are all running. Now it's time to chase them all back in. Well, now that we got them all, well, we didn't get them all pushed inside. We got the majority of them because, believe it or not, if you take away your front vision, you're a little slow on getting around. But we pushed probably 95% of the birds back into the building, which you guys saw. And then we got some feed and water stuff on the outside also, some big pans. That way they have easy, quick access to feed and water. That way they can find it really fast as they get acclimated to having the blinder on. But yeah, big thanks to Kevin for letting me come out and, you know, see how his operation functions like that. That's the first time I've ever helped with something like that. So big thanks to him. Just so you guys know, he is not going to ship any pheasants. So if you want to buy pheasants from him, you're going to need to come to Central Kansas and pick them up. But now that we're leaving there, I need to go check pigeon traps yet. So we're gonna go do that. Put that here at the end of this video because this isn't the longest video ever, you know. But I gotta do that anyway, so I'll bring you guys along. And then we'll close it out from there. All right, we're here at the pigeon trap. And we did good. Or at least I haven't checked on the other one. But here we are, what, +5, I think? Yeah, that's good. Now over on this side, will we have anything at all? We only caught one the other day. We caught 2. We got +2 over here. I can live with that. Cool. All right. Bird number 1 here is the blue bar. This was my bait bird. Give him a rest. And We're gonna take this blue bar home with us. And over here, big blue bar. Nice blue check here. And that black check there. And the rest are all blue bars. Let's take this really young one. Come on, buddy. Really dark colored blue bar, young bird. Nice blue bar there. Oh, it's a baby. Hey, baby. Yep. Well, I went and moved the trap from there to here. It was getting kind of nasty. I don't want to mess up the roof, so I moved the traps every once in a while. Got set up, rewatered, rebaited. Same thing over there. Though I just moved that trap, you know, a couple days ago, so you know it's good for a bit. Well, guys, that does it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's always fun for me to go out to the pheasant farm. I hope you guys like going out there as much as I do. So if you guys did like the video though, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one.